welcome back. Let's take a look at our trending topics this morning now, and here they are. First up, hashtag Eskom.
Ah, I wonder why. I know why. Load shedding, blackouts, whatever you want to call them. So, yeah, I mean, this is just something that we unfortunately beginning to just get so accustomed to that we're moving our lives around it. But there's nothing right about it, if that makes any sense to you. It's
absolutely.
like we're just adjusting our lives to the fact that electricity has become something of, a rarity. But anyway, we've gone down from stage 4 to stage 3 as of last night. Doesn't affect my load shedding schedule much at all. I'm still out for most of today. But, the reality is that besides these rolling blackouts, I'm not sure if it's the same in your area. I mean, we have had people that have not had, and households and areas that haven't had electricity for, days on end. I know that, just a couple of roads away from us, they were off for 5 days in a row. Friends of ours that live close by also gone for, 24 to 48 hours of no electricity. It's got nothing to do with rolling blackouts. It's the reality of this aging infrastructure, everything falling apart, and then add to that the rolling blackouts.
Cable theft.
It's unbelievable.
And as you say, the aging infrastructure, so you have these substations burning ever so often, and people routinely are without electricity for days and sometimes weeks on end.
Yeah.
And I shudder to think that this is another abnormality that we will normalize as South African society.
I think we have. I honestly think we have. How many years have we going through this now? I mean, do you remember? I remember it once. There's the very first time we had something called load shedding. My parents happened to stay up right on top of a hill, and as we looked over, it was like this funny thing that we watched, where all of a sudden different grids in the country would just shut down into blackness, and we'd gather to watch the areas of blackness. And this was what, 2010, 2000. When did we start?
Around 2007.
2007, somewhere around there.
That's when we started.
And here we are in 2022. So you're telling me this hasn't become a normal way of life? It has, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Andre de Ruyter, the CEO, though, saying yesterday, because I remember, I think yesterday also read that tweet by Chris Yelland talking about, the fact that perhaps this total blackout is not so much of a figment of our imagination anymore. And Andre de Ruyter addressing that yesterday, saying that the chance of a total blackout are low. But low doesn't mean
impossible
or even improbable.
So Coco also trending, that's Marcelo Coco. He of course is, I suppose, I don't know, there's so much talk about the former Eskom boss, Marcelo Coco. Was he the best? Wasn't he the best? Well, I mean, this is the kind of thing that we always hear about and then there's a tweet that was doing the rounds, and I know that some saying that somebody that we have on the program all the time, Ted Blom, energy expert, hailing former Eskom boss Marcelo Coco as being the most competent engineer the currently embattled power utility has had in 20 years. So that's a comment that he apparently made as well. And then a lot of people, speaking about Marcelo Coco, and just that's the trend. So there's just loads of comments saying, here's one from Great Zulu saying, when Marcelo Coco and Brian Molefe burnt 220 million rand worth of diesel for 1 year in 2016 and resulted in the end of load shedding, and it was a hullabaloo, insults thrown at them. But when Andre de Ruyter burns 250 million worth of diesel a day with load shedding, what happens then? So anyway, that's the talk. So read into it what you will, but that's the trend around Marcelo Coco.
All right, let's take a look at the next one. Hashtag Orania. And this is because of what has been happening in the country with Operation Tudula, the whole movement against, illegal foreigners in the country, put South African first with jobs and the like. And so people were looking at Orania as an example to say, let's take a look at what's happening in Orania. They have a system that is clearly defined and it works.
Yeah.
So why can't we in South Africa get it right? Well, Orania is in South Africa, just in case someone is listening and thinking this is some country else. It's in South Africa.
We're not allowed to visit it.
It's an enclave.
It's an enclave.
In South Africa.
It's a nice word to describe it. Okay, Orania. That's the trend of Orania. Chelsea Arsenal, I don't think we speak to that. We don't want to offend anybody. Or, but
Like
you're
I care,
happy.
like
Yes,
I care.
and like you care. Oh yeah, you can. I mean, stick
Yeah.
your chest out and brag. Wow.
I tell you,
Wow.
hey, everything about Arsenal with me at the moment is with caution, cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
That is my outlook.
There you go. Well done. Well
But
done.
well done to the lads last night.
Yeah.
4-2 away at the Bridge. Stellar results against top team.
Amazing. Well, there we go. Okay, and then finally Pimville. That's been there for a while, and it still is trending. And of course, this is all about the tensions very, very high after a Soweto man was killed there. It was Khomotso Diale was shot and killed on Monday. And I know that yesterday we saw the Police Minister Becky Cele visited Pimville, and that was really another reason why this is still a continuing trend. And I think people are just speaking more and more about this. Pimville, just one area where there's just a lot of animosity between foreign nationals, illegal foreign nationals working, and the local communities there. So this is just something that we're keeping our eye very, very closely on. All right, that wraps up our trending topics for now.